What's going on, you guys? Mr. Grail here, and today I'm going to give you guys the 5 PSA 10 Scarlet and Violet Pokemon cards that you should buy right now. But before we get to that, I do want to remind you guys that the 250 subscriber giveaway is really close. We're less than 20 subscribers away. So I just want to say thank you so much for the support. And if you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe, as you can join that giveaway as well and support the channel. And hopefully you guys just learn to love me as time goes on. I know Pokemon right now is kind of like, it could be dramatic in a way because of prices and all this and all that, but we try to focus on the good stuff, the cards, the fun, and that's what we're going to focus on. So if you have not subscribed yet, please do like the video and subscribe, so that way you could also be in the running for future giveaways. But now we're going to transition over to the 5 cards that I believe we should buy in a PSA 10 from the Scarlet and Violet era. Let's get to it. Alright guys, the first card that I believe you should buy is going to be the PSA 10 Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. Now I understand this card is very, very expensive. It really is. But the thing is, it has dropped in price from its highs. I don't know if you guys remember, but sometime last month, this card was going between $1,600 to $1,700. It since then has cooled off, and I think these are the reasons why. So if you kind of look here, why we should buy it, by the way, there's just a fear of Paldea Evolved reprints. So there was a big reprint confirmed that pretty much there's going to be a huge reprint for Surging Sparks, Twilight Masquerade, Paldean Fates booster bundles, and then of course we heard of Obsidian Flames and also Paldea Evolved. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of us are kind of shocked when we saw Paldea because it was one of the earlier sets, but it's getting a reprint apparently. But we don't know how big the reprint is. It could be like 2 boxes, 2 cases, and right now with the market, everything's getting eaten up. So I don't believe that's going to be a fear here. So the fear literally is dropping the price, which makes it a hot buy right now. Also, the fact is there's a low population of PSA 10. If you see right here, there's only 2,207. Most cards right now, later on in Scarlet Violet, already have that amount, and they're newer sets. Like if you think about like the Squirtle has like 5,000. The new Pikachu from Surging Sparks has about 3,000 or 4,000 already. This Magikarp barely hit 2,000, I believe, the past couple of months. And also, one thing I want to say is it has a 20% PSA 10 rate, which means it's extremely hard to grade, which means not many people are going to send in Magikarp submissions and get a 10. It's just not going to happen. Paldea Evolved is really known for just not having the best quality. So when you get a 10 on a Magikarp, it's most definitely going to make waves. So it's most definitely got that going for it. And also, it is a top 3 Scarlet and Violet chase card as of right now. I know there's other sets coming. I don't think Journey Together really produced a card that will top Magikarp, but you know, like I said, we do have a lot of contenders here. We do have the Mew, we have the Charizard from 151, we have the Pikachu from Surging Sparks, we have the Umbreon, and who knows what we'll get in Destined Rivals. Is there a Chase Mewtwo? We'll see. But in the meantime, this is a very, very safe card to invest in because it is a lock, I would say, as a top 3 Scarlet and Violet Grail. Much like you think about Sword and Shield. They have the top 3, which is the the Moonbreon, the Giratina V, and then the Rayquaza. Those are pretty sought after cards. This is going to be one of the more sought after cards in Scarlet and Violet. And also it has a hot illustrator and Shinji Kanda, sorry if I said that wrong, but he's pretty hot right now as far as being an illustrator, right? If you think about it, like, Giratina's popping off too. So this artist, and I would really like to see what other illustrations he's behind, but he's going off big time right now. So I most definitely think this will be the time to get this card because it right now is going between 1,100 and 1,200, and I think it's a very, very good time to buy this card. I would get it immediately. And next I have the Groudon in a PSA 10, and I think this card has a lot going for it. One, it's the top chase card in a very undervalued and underappreciated set. People are starting to see that this set is really stacked with beautiful illustration rares, and it has a lot of them. And it's just a very, very beautiful set in general. And Groudon, if you think about it, is a very extremely popular Pokemon. I didn't have to say very and extremely. I could have said one or the other, right? But yeah, he's just a very extremely popular Pokemon. I think that Groudon always does well, especially in past sets. Groudon chase cards do relatively well. the crazy thing here is that it is still very affordable as well. It's only going for about, if you look right here, a PSA 10 is going for $400. And also, you have a relatively low population rate as well. There's only 2,500 in existence right now. And also, what we have going for it is that it is one of the more sought after illustration rares. So that's a good thing too, right? So illustration rares, special illustration rares are very sought after in Scarlet and Violet when they're the top chases. So the fact that Groudon is part of a amazing set, and the fact is he's not that expensive yet, and it's low pop, it has a lot good going for right now, and it's very affordable, unlike the Magikarp. So if you're not able to get the Magikarp, you can at least get this one because it has a relatively low pop as well. And based off the fact of how much they reprint, as far as I know, Paradox Rift isn't on the radar for reprints. So I think that there's a big chance you won't see many Groudons coming to market very soon. And next, guys, we have the Obsidian Flames Special Illustration Rare Charizard EX. And what do we have going for it? Why do we feel like it's a great investment? Well, the reason why I feel it's a great investment is because, well, it's a Charizard top hit. And we know how well that does. The only Charizard top hit that I've seen kind of like plummet was the Darkness Ablaze Charizard, when at one time it was like close to $1,000, and then now you can get it for like $90 to $100. Well, there's a reason for that. So this Charizard specifically has a low PSA 10 rate. It's 30%. If you look right here, there's literally only 7,000 compared to 13,000 PSA 9s. So you are way more likely, you have twice as much of a chance of getting a PSA 9 than a PSA 10. The Darkness Ablaze Charizard had amazing chances at getting a PSA 10. It was extremely high. And if anything, I believe there's somewhere between 30 and 35,000 PSA 10s in that card. It's just, everyone has one at this point. That's not the case for this Charizard. So if you're trying to build comparisons there, I don't think that's a good one. I don't think it's a good comparison at all. A good thing also is that it's still rather affordable. This one, if you look here, is only going for about $340 average sales. So that's a good thing, right? So once again, about, like we said about Pokemon in general, it has to be affordable. This is an affordable card. And guys, it's a Charizard. Now, one thing is Obsidian Flames is not a very popular set. But one thing I will say is, remember how Steam Siege and Rebel Clash weren't either? Well, look at that. They are starting to ramp up and gain some popularity because, well, one, they're older and people are starting to appreciate those sets. So once Scarlet and Violet is over, I think there will be appreciation for this set and appreciation for this Charizard. Now, another question is, well, aren't there better Charizards? And yeah, sure, there's the Paldean Fates Charizard, the SIR, and there's also the SIR 151 Charizard, which is popping off. But those ones have way more PSA 10s. And the PSA 10 rates are higher. Well, I can't really say that about the 51, but the 151 does have about 13,000 PSA 10s. So this one, you're twice as likely to see a 151 Charizard in PSA 10 than this one. So that's one thing, that real reason why I like it, because I feel like at the end of the day, this will be one of the better Charizards. And it's not ugly. If you look at the art, it's not ugly at all. I don't know why people were kind of getting really upset with this artwork. I like it. And the fact that Obsidian Flames just is getting pooped on, I think you're going to see this be really appreciated going forward. And we have another Obsidian Flames card. And this one is going to be pricey. I'm not going to lie to you. So for the average collector, this probably isn't going to be a card that you have unless you have like magnificent trade inventory. But the reason why I feel the Charmander PCETB edition PSA 10 is going to be huge is because, well, if you think about it, guys, ETBs are easily reprinted. PC ETBs are always unlikely to be reprinted, right? So most of the time, these ETBs will not be reprinted, which means that you're going to see less and less of these Charmanders on the market. So that's one. Another thing is this also has a low PSA 10 rate. If you think about this, you have only 463 PSA 10s compared to 1,800 PSA 9s. So that's very, very hard to get. And on top of that, look at that low pop. You have less than 500. Less than 500. That's insane. So not only is Obsidian Flames kind of aging, you don't have much of this card. And the fact that the ETB, the PC ETB, is going up rapidly, people are not wanting to open it, which means that the price of the the PCETB will prevent any more PSA 10 Charmanders from going into the market. There may be some that kind of slide in there because people have the guts to open it. But really, I think because of the price, people want to keep it sealed, which means that Charmander is not going to get submitted to PSA, which means the number is going to be relatively low regardless. And also, it's one of the favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. It's probably the most favorite. Why? Because Charmander evolves into Charizard, whereas Squirtle evolves into Blastoise, and then Bulbasaur evolves into Venusaur. Now I know I missed the middle guys. I know I missed Wartortle, Charmeleon, and Ivysaur. Don't worry, those guys just aren't as popular. Sorry, middle child syndrome. But yeah, that's the reason why I feel like this card has a lot going for it. And it's going to be a $4,000 card one day. Mark my words. This card is going to double. Now, does that mean that it will not ever drop? I think it will drop when the market corrects itself. But I do believe that this card will go up steadily because of the fact that it's Charmander, right? And on top of that, it's a low pop and it's a PCETB. You're not going to find it many places, which is why when people buy it, they will show cash to get this card. So I think in the future, yes, it will be a $4,000 card. Will it be a $4,000 card anytime soon? No. But I will say the buying spot, actually, believe it or not, is pretty fair right now. Lastly, the card to get in a PSA 10 is going to be the Snorlax PCETB. Now, this reasoning is a lot of the same as Charmander, right? The PCETB from Obsidian Flames. The fact is, 151 is hot, and it's probably more than likely, unless Destined Rivals tops it, going to be the most expensive PCETB that comes out of Scarlet and Violet. Now, once again, back to what the reasons are. Well, once again, the same as the Obsidian Flames, the PCETBs are unlikely to reprint, and on top of that, 151, I think they're done with that after Blooming Waters and the 10s. I do believe that. And on top of that, PCETBs, they're skyrocketing because everyone knows they're not going to come back. They're not even reprinting the regular ETBs, so why are they going to reprint the PCETBs? Also, it has a low PSA 10 rate. Again, right? 700. You have less than 1,000 PSA 10s, and they're only about $760. So it is doable to buy this card right now. 760 is not bad. We've seen what the Charmander can do. I do believe that this Snorlax can do the same. Now, 151, arguably the best set in the era. Now, like I said, we're not done, right? That's just what I've heard a lot of people say, is that they believe 151 is the best. Is it nostalgia? Maybe that's why, right? And also, it's a major fan favorite Pokemon. People love Snorlax. I mean, I can't think of one Pokemon fan who doesn't at least have a Snorlax card, plushie, shirt, etc., right? Everyone has something for Snorlax when it comes to being a Pokemon fan. And also, once again, the price of the ETB will prevent PSA 10 Snorlax candidates. No one's going to want to open these. Once you get it sealed, you're not going to crack it open to risk the 10 because it's not worth it. Because if it's a PSA 9, you lost value on the ETB. And I don't think people are going to take that risk right now. There are some high rollers here who will be like, hey, I can most definitely get a PSA 10 out of one of these boxes. Then go for it, right? But I just don't think that's going to happen. And I think that this Snorlax is going to do well over time. And I do believe that this will be a $1,000 card anytime soon, especially in this market, hands down. And that's my 5th card, you guys. And so that's the 5 PSA 10 Scarlet and Violet cards that I believe that you should truly get right now. I understand some are cheap and some are more expensive, but regardless, they're going to be great to have in your collection for years to come. And it also, this was my opinion, by the way, too. If there's any cards you feel I left out, please comment down in the comment section below so that way we can talk as a community. And also, I'm going to show you guys the 5 Scarlet and Violet Pokemon cards in a PSA 10 to not buy right now because of many factors. So if you're looking forward to that, please like and subscribe, guys. Have a wonderful day and see you later.